What's up, guys? The Oscar nominations are right around the corner. I've been trying to do a predictions for many months, but every time I'm like just about to record or just finalize my list for that month, something big happens. There was a new nominations, a new story, something moved from one category to the next, something got disqualified, something wasn't eligible. There was so much every month that I just like, I don't know how people do it, how they do it every month. I just have bad timing. So here we are. We're doing one right before the nominations. So these are what I think the Oscars are going to nominate. These are my predictions. So let's start with Best Picture. I have Oppenheimer, Barbie, Killers of the Flower Moon, Poor Things, Maestro, The Holdovers, Past Lives, Anatomy of a Fall, American Fiction, Zone of Interest. I'm pretty, secure on like most of these. Towards the end, I feel like they could play with a few. Could Spider-Man get in there? Sure. I don't think The Color Purple is going to perform after we've seen kind of its run so far. Best Director, Christopher Nolan, Martin Scorsese, Greta Gerwig, Yorgos Lanthimos, and Justine Triet. I was going back and forth on this. The BAFTA nominations just came out, and Greta Gerwig wasn't on there. But I don't know. I do feel like Christopher Nolan's a lock. Martin Scorsese's a lock. I do feel like Greta Gerwig's a lock. I feel like for people who say it's a 50-50, yes, it's the Oscars, and they don't like to nominate women for some reason. But it would be a hard thing to pass up for Greta Gerwig. She is the highest grossing director, I feel like, a female director now. So, like, how do you not just, like... And it was a good movie. The directing was, like, amazing. So it's like, how do you not award her that? But the Oscars are the Oscars, so... That's the reason why they wouldn't award it for her. Do I think Bradley Cooper and Alexander Payne can get in? Yes, I do. Justine Triet is not a lock for me. The four are pretty much a lock for me. I think it's one of the number. I think it's Bradley Cooper, Alexander Payne who's going to take that spot. But they do like to nominate a foreign director in here sometimes. Since 2018, there has been a director nominated for a foreign film. 2018 was The Cold War. 2019, Parasite. 2020, Another Round. 2021. Drive My Car, and then 2022, Triangle of Sadness. So I do feel like someone is getting in here, and if it's going to be someone, it's going to be Justine Triet. Yes, there's Jonathan Glazer, but I think Justine Triet. I do feel like Anatomy of a Fall is going to perform well at the Oscars. It's a travesty that, the France fucked up and didn't nominate it as its movie for foreign film. France, if you're listening, please come in a little closer. Don't do that again. Also, Oscars, come even a little closer. Maybe just don't have a country nominate one film. Maybe we can change that. Nominate whatever you want and let the people decide. Let the Academy decide. Because then you're leaving out so many different things. Like Godzilla -1, Japan can't nominate that, and the other movie they put it up for contention. It's just I feel like that rule is very antiquated. Let's move on from that rule and let's just move on with the video. Really quick before we move on, though, I do feel like Cord Jefferson, he's bottom of my list, but if they're going really in for American Fiction, which they should, the movie's amazing, I can see him getting it. But he's like a first-time director, so I'm not, holding my breath on that, but he could be he's down there, but like a big wild card, just also like Celine Song. Best Actor, Cillian Murphy, Paul Giamatti, Bradley Cooper, Jeffrey Wright, and Coleman Domingo. There's a pause because I feel like something big is going to happen in this nomination, in this category. I do have Leo out of this right now, but the Academy loves Leo. So they love to nominate him. It's like Amy Adams, Meryl Streep, all that stuff. And I think someone big is going to get snubbed. I just have that gut feeling. And unfortunately, if Leo got in, who would I choose to come out of this 5? My gut is telling me Coleman Domingo. I feel like it's been too safe for Coleman Domingo. And like I said, I feel like Jeffrey Wright, I feel like the Academy is going to go, strongly for American Fiction. I don't know. I just had that. I feel like if there is a big snub or a surprise, I feel like those two are switching. I don't know. I just feel like something big is going to happen for this category or one of the acting categories. I just have there's going to be a big snub for one of the main 4. Best Actress, Emma Stone, Lily Gladstone, Carey Mulligan, Margot Robbie, Sandra Hüller. Annette Bening got the SAG, got the Golden Globe, but didn't get the Critics' Choice. She may be either Nicole Kidman or for being the Ricardos, or Jared Leto for The Little Things. I think for a little bit I had her as Nicole Kidman from Being the Ricardos, but Margot Robbie, Carey Mulligan, Lily Gladstone, Emma Stone, I don't think they've missed anything, which is kind of like giving me like, they're locking this nomination. Like I said, I feel like Anatomy of a Fall is going to play, I feel like it's going to play very well with the Academy. So I feel like Sandra Hüller is going to get it. And I feel like it's also going to be like an Argo situation where like it got snubbed for Best Foreign Film because France didn't submit it, but the Academy's going to like recognize it everywhere else. So right now I have that as my 5. Do I feel confident in Sandra Hüller? No. Could Annette Bening sneak in there? 100%. Could anyone below it sneak in there? I don't know. I had Kaylee Spaney for Priscilla as number 10 just because she got the Golden Globe, but Anjanou Ellis-Taylor for Origins. They've been doing like a very big grassroots campaign for Origins, so I don't want to like speak too soon, so I want to kind of like have it in there just in case. Like she could be in the 10. Who knows? It could be like last year with Andrea Riseborough for To Leslie. Best Supporting Actor: Robert Downey Jr., Ryan Gosling, Charles Melton, Robert De Niro, Sterling K. Brown. This is another one where I feel like, anything can happen. I'm confident on Robert Downey Jr. and Ryan Gosling. I've been putting a lot of chips on Charles Melton and becoming humble real quick. He's got snubbed from SAG. He got snubbed from BAFTA. But he did get Critics' Choice nomination, Golden Globe, and he has won a lot of critic stuff. But he didn't win the Critics' Choice. So at first I thought it was a really strong, like, maybe he could win this. But right now, I was almost betting against Oppenheimer. I'm not sure why I was betting against Oppenheimer. So the top 2, definitely in there. Charles Melton, I do think he's going to get a nomination. Robert De Niro, I think he's in there. And then, because he's gotten a lot of other stuff. And Sterling K. Brown could be swapped out for anyone from Poor Things. The other 2 from Poor Things. But BAFTA snubbed both of them for Poor Things and snubbed Mark Ruffalo for SAG. So if anything, I feel like it's going to be Willem Dafoe. Not sure. Dominic Sessa got BAFTA. Could he pop in there? I don't think so, but put him on there. But I think that top 5, I feel confident for a lot of them, but not like the entire, like, either 10 or 5 nominations. Only a few I feel like confident on all 5. Best Supporting Actress: Divine Joy Randolph, Emily Blunt, Danielle Brooks, Jodie Foster, Penelope Cruz. I had Penelope Cruz on here a while ago. After I think when I was like, whatever month it was, I had to Venice. Or Cannes. I'm not sure which festival it was at. But I took it off really quickly because it kind of just, Ferrari dropped. And then Penelope Cruz got a SAG nomination. And SAG is a very big deter. Jamie Lee Curtis won SAG and then won the Oscar. So, like, I don't want to count out SAG. So I put Penelope Cruz back in. Jodie Foster. The Academy loves Jodie Foster. I think she's been getting everything. And like Annette Bening, but this one, I feel like there's a little more room for her to get in. Best Actress is much more stacked, where I feel like she could fall out. So I do think Jodie Foster. Danielle Brooks, I think, might be the only nomination for Color Purple, if not the one of like 2 or 3. I do think Color Purple fell off. I think it's falling off. It fell off, whatever you want to call it. 6 through 10, yes, they're all wild cards, and I don't feel secure enough to say they're not getting in. I do think 4 and 5 could change with anyone from 6 through 10. Julianne Moore May December. If they also love Julianne Moore. Barbie, they love I think Barbie's gonna get a lot of nominations. They could throw America Ferrera in to get more nominated to really show how much they loved it. Sandra Hüller, they might want to show so much support for her that she's a double nominee. Taraji P. Henson, I'd be shocked if Taraji P. swapped with Danielle Brooks. I don't think both of them are going to be on it, and I don't think they're swapping, but you never know with the Oscars. They can kind of just pull out something out of their ass and just be like, we're nominating Taraji P. Henson. In Rosamund Pike for Saltburn, I feel like Saltburn is rising at the right moment for the voting, so let's see. I think Saltburn's going to get not a lot, but this one could be one of the ones it possibly gets. Best Original Screenplay: Anatomy of a Fall, Past Lives, The Holdovers, May, December, Maestro. I had Barbie in there. It moved to Adapted. I thought that was going to win, so now we have to kind of like refocus and recalibrate. I think it's between Anatomy of a Fall and Past Lives, so those are locks. Holdovers a lock. I do feel like May, December, I think Original is a little less stacked than Adapted, so I think May, December can get in there. And depending on how much they love Maestro, could get in there. Maestro and Air, I feel like could switch, and possibly Saltburn if if Saltbird surged like it did and at the right moment everyone listened, who knows. But I do feel confident on like 1, 2, and 3. Best adapted screenplay: Barbie, Oppenheimer, American Fiction, Poor Things, Killers of the Flower Moon. I feel pretty confident on all those 5, but I do think 6 through 10, those are wild cards, and one of them can sneak in. Origin just was nominated for one of the, not the WGA, but one of the screenwriting, awards that they put out that was on its nomination. I forgot the name of it, but Origins came out on like on the 5 nominations for this particular award, and that was a surprise. But it's been doing a lot of grassroots campaign, like I said, so maybe people are actually listening. So I'm putting Origins in contention, but Barbie, Oppenheimer, American Fiction, Poor Things, Killers of the Flower Moon are very strong contenders. So if Barbie was not in there, one of the bottom ones could have got in there. Best cinematography: Oppenheimer, Killers of the Flower Moon, Maestro, Poor Things, Saltburn. Could Society of the Snow sneak into a lot of things? It's becoming like Netflix's like biggest foreign language film right as the voting was ending. So could people have been like recognizing it a lot more? Maybe. Could it get in picture? I don't have it there, but that would have been probably number 11. So Society of the Snow for cinematography. I have Saltburn right now because really people are loving the cinematography for Saltburn. So I feel like cinematography is like the strongest one it has. But like I said, it could switch for the bottom half. But Oppenheimer, Killers, Maestro is black and white and color and shot with the aspect ratio, and Poor Things I do think are locks. So we'll see what number 5 is. I had El Conde in there for a while. Took it out because no one was really talking about it, but then I saw the Cinematography Guild came out and nominated it. So that could be a wild card as well for that number 5 spot. Best original score: Oppenheimer, Killers of the Flower Moon, Poor Things, Society of the Snow, Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse. I feel pretty confident on this. It's Michael Giacchino for Society of the Snow, and it kind of surged right at the right moment. Oppenheimer, it's Oppenheimer. Oppenheimer, I think, is getting a lot of stuff. It's going to be a huge amount. I thought it was going to be Barbie at first. I got a lot. But because it had the songs with multiple stuff. But I think Oppenheimer is virtually going to get almost as many nominations as it can. They've been really pushing for Daniel Pepperton for Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse, but John Williams literally got a nomination for each new Star Wars movie, and it sounded the same. So the Academy loves John Williams. So I don't count that out. So number 5 is kind of a wild card, and I don't feel super confident on Spider-Man. So I can see Indiana Jones getting in there as well. Best original song: What Was I Made For? I'm Just Ken, Dance the Night, Road to Freedom, Fire Inside. It's going to be Barbie's award to lose. Fire Inside, Diane Warren. She won an honorary Oscar, so I don't know if that kind of gave voters, enough to be like, oh, maybe we don't have to nominate every song she does, but every song she gets is nominated, so I can't count her out. I had Keep It Moving in there, but like I said, I think Color Purple is going to underperform, so I put in Rustin. But if Rustin doesn't get actor, I could see this one falling out as well. And I really don't know what would be in number 5, but I do think it's pretty much like the top 3. I'm confident in that. So best sound: Oppenheimer, Maestro, The Zone of Interest, Killers of the Flower Moon, Barbie. I do feel like Ferrari can get in there as number 5. I'm confident for the top 3. I do feel like Ferrari can swap out Barbie, but I was kind of surprised Barbie even got shortlisted. So I was like, are they going to award Barbie a lot? I'm not really sure. It is the year of Barbenheimer, so we have to hold our breath and see how much are they betting on Barbenheimer. Best production design: Barbie, Oppenheimer, Poor Things, Killers of the Flower Moon, Asteroid City. I'm confident on Barbie. I'm confident on Oppenheimer. Confident on Poor Things. And really, I'm confident on Killers of the Flower Moon. Asteroid City is a movie that I feel like people don't think it should get a lot of awards, but this is the one they're always talking about. They're always like, how do you not give this production design at least a nomination? So I had to put it in there. But I could see Napoleon getting in there as well. So I could see Napoleon getting in that number 5 spot. But I do think Asteroid City had a lot of buzz for this particular nomination, for this particular category. Best makeup and hairstyling: Maestro, Poor Things, Oppenheimer, Society of the Snow, Golda. Shocked that Barbie was snubbed out of this one, but here we are. I'm confident in Maestro, Poor Things, Oppenheimer, Society of the Snow. Number 5, it took me a little bit to figure out. I'm not really sure where they're going with it. But I do feel like they do love the prosthetic work for acknowledging that and kind of nominating and even giving the win to it. So I do feel like possibly they'll go Golda because there's a very heavy prosthetic work on that movie. Best costume design, Barbie, Poor Things, Killers of the Flower Moon, Oppenheimer, Napoleon. I'm feeling pretty confident on these, but I had Wonka in the top 5 for a little bit, took it out, so that could be a surprise, but Napoleon got a lot of shortlists, so maybe they're liking that movie for, technical stuff, so I didn't want to count it out, but also, I didn't want to count Wonka as well, but I'm going with that top 5 right now. Best film editing, and usually film editing, correlates with Best Picture, so I kind of had to figure out that as well. I had Oppenheimer, Killers of the Flower Moon, Barbie, Anatomy of a Fall, and Poor Things, all nominated for Best Picture in my list I have. Could the holdovers get it? Yes. Could Air get it? Possibly. I feel like Air has, editing and screenplay. That, the ones that it's could it get in there? Yes. Will it? I'm not sure. Best visual effects. The Creator, Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3, Society of the Snow, Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny, and Poor Things. Another crazy snub is Oppenheimer. It got the kind of Visual Guild nomination, but, was snubbed even from the short list. I had Godzilla -1 in number 1. But Indiana Jones got the, Visual Effects Guild, and that was kind of surprising. Going between Spider-Man, Godzilla -1, and Poor Things, I do feel like the Academy is going to want to recognize Poor Things over the other two, but Godzilla -1 is just killing me not to have it in there. I feel like this is a lock for Godzilla -1. So I want to who knows? Even by the time I put this video out, I might have switched them back. Because it's so hard for my gut not to put in Godzilla -1, but my gut's also saying if they're going to choose between Poor Things and Godzilla -1, it might be Poor Things. It's more, it's going to be loved overall throughout all the nominations. But Godzilla -1 literally is had such a hype, and it got shortlisted. I just feel how could we not put it in there? I don't know. I didn't have Indiana Jones in there either for a while, and then I put it in once the Guild nomination came out, and that kind of knocked out Godzilla -1. So this one I'm not really confident on a lot of the nominations, except for really the top 3. Best animated film, Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse, The Boy and the Heron, Elemental, Chicken Run, Dawn of the Nugget, and Nimona. Wish is done. I don't think Wish is good. Elemental and Wish missed the Annie Awards nominations, which is big for both of them to miss it, and Wish wasn't even shortlisted for song. I just don't feel like the Academy's going to want to go with Wish. I had Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles in there, but I switched it to Nimona. I feel like Nimona has a bigger buzz between the two. So I feel confident with the top 2. Element, I feel like it's going to get it. I'd be shocked if it didn't. Chicken Run, they love to nominate that studio. I forgot the name off the top of my head, but they love to nominate that studio. And Nimona, I just feel like the rest of them have the biggest traction to get it. Best International Feature Film, Zone of Interest, Society of the Snow, 20 Days in Mirapole, The Taste of Things, Fallen Leaves. This and documentary, I don't follow as much, so I'm not really confident on anything. Zone of Interest and Society of the Snow, yes. Everything else is kind of a free-for-all. And same with documentary feature. I have American Symphony, Beyond Utopia, 20 Days in Mirapole, Still, a Michael J. Fox movie, and Four Daughters. This one, I don't even have, probably American Symphony is the only lock I have, but I can see that getting snubbed, so I really don't know. Documentary feature, at least the Zone of Interest and Society of the Snow was for international, those are pretty much locks. The documentary, I really have no idea. It really is all free-for-all. So those are the nominations that I'm going with. I'm predicting these nominations. Let's see how correct I am. I have no idea. Like I said, I feel confident about a lot of it, but I feel not confident about a lot of it as well. The Oscars sometimes they take some big swings and people are shocked, and then they go pretty standard. I don't know what they're doing this year. Could I be right? Yes. Could I be wrong? Also, yes. Let me know what you think of my nominations. Also, let me know about what you think is going to get nominated down below in the comments. I will react to the nominations for the Oscars, so let's see how many I got right. So with that, I'll just wrap it up. Thank you for watching. Thank you for subscribing. Cheers.